At the end of the last video, I crashed, and I had a little floppy prop, as you saw. Well, I got looking a little closer at my drone when I was making sure all my props were okay, and I got some clicking from this side. And I've been trying to figure out what's going on with my drone for a while. It tuned up fine, it's flying fine, but there's just been a sound like I need to replace a motor. And so, got some spare motors, but I could never figure out which one it was. And then, after that crash, I noticed this. Well, there is a clicking sound. And then I realized, yeah, my props are hitting. And it showed up, actually, when I was tuning, right there, see? When I was tuning my drone and looking at the harmonics, there was a little bit of a bar there, and you could hear it during flight, and it sounded like a crunchy motor. And I don't know if the lighting is going to work for me here, using my fancy new camera gimbal here. Yep, there it is. When I replaced, which one's the newest arm? When I replaced this arm here, I made it so that my props touch. I don't know if it affected my flying in any serious way, but it definitely affected my tune a little bit, so I'm going to fix it up and go for a flight and see if maybe that cleared it up on the black box. Alright, so going from the last clip to now has been like 3 or 4 days because the weather's been crap, and then every time I went to fly, sprinklers were on or the places were packed, but I got myself a new spot here that I'll show you in a second, and as you can see, no overlap. And I realized that the whole frame was out of alignment. It wasn't flying, well, it was flying great, but the frame was completely uneven. So I'm really excited to fly it and to go take a look at the black box and see if maybe I can actually add a little bit more PI&D adjustments to see if I can get it a little crisper. I'm hoping and wondering if maybe the motors are going to cool down a little bit now that I don't have props touching, now that I don't have this uneven frame that it was fighting against. And lesson learned, if anyone actually watches this and there's any new pilots, if you replace an arm, make sure it goes back on so that it's actually even. All right, let's take a look where I'm going to fly. It's kind of a new place, and hopefully I'll get some good time in before the sun goes down.
This is your captain.
All right, I know that wasn't the most exciting flying. It's a new spot, and frankly, I'm pretty sure that cell tower right there was completely blasting my video. Normally, an area like this, I could pretty much get on the complete opposite side of the property and turn around before my video got really bad. I've got a 1 watt VTX, I've got a good SMA connection, I've got quadversity on the good old eSheen 200, and I couldn't do anything. I got maybe 60 yards away in some trees and couldn't see anything. So sorry for the flying, but really all I wanted to do was test anyway. So I don't really wasn't super worried about a cool rip. You saw, just lots of flippy floppy, lots of high throttle stuff, and my theory, which it really wasn't much of a theory. There's a big old dog across the street. Holy shit, that thing's a horse. Um, my theory was right, and it really wasn't much of a theory. It would absolutely make sense. Straightening up the frame, making sure that the distance between all four motors, and then making sure over here wasn't touching. Yeah, it's not a 90-degree day, so I can't be completely sure this is the only thing that was heating up my motors. But my capacitors cool, even after the most aggressive flight, that second flight where I just killed my battery, I really drained it, all four motors, nice and cool, everything really cool on here. Oh, the big old dog, he's checking me out. So everything was completely cool. It sounded different, it sounded better, it sounded more like what you'd expect a 5-inch quad to sound like. So I'm really excited to do some more tuning. I don't know if you can see this unit, but it is a unit. Goodness gracious. What's up, buddy? All right. Well, you have a good day. Here, I gotta show you this unit of a dog that just stopped by. Look at the size of that feller. Just a horse. That's all that is. Okay. So, pardon the interruption. Here, I'll just come around to you this way. So, um, in summary, uneven, crooked frame, bad. Touching props, bad. And I was pretty much at just one on everything on my pit. I wasn't getting really anything past just the basics. So, maybe tomorrow, if the weather's a little better and I pick a spot without a cell tower, I can do a little bit more tuning. And I mean, I feel smart for figuring it out. I feel stupid that I let it be so bad for so long. But hey, I ripped 3 batteries. I finally got out, found a place that was empty. It just so happens to be terrible for video. So if you watched, thank you for watching. If you didn't watch, you should watch.